Yeah, YouTubers, Tasman here bringing you another episode of Foundry Virtual Tabletop, version 12 from the ground up. And in our last episode, we were moving on, and I guess towards the end of the last episode, I mentioned that I was getting a new computer and stuff and wanted to do a back-to-back episode. I ended up getting the computer, but it was only yesterday that I got it. So I'm still using my existing system, and I think I might have a way that I'll be able to do it without interrupting our weekly videos. Anyway, so it's going to probably make it take longer for me to get it all ready, but hopefully, if everything goes well, it will be transparent to you guys as far as what I'm doing. So let's go ahead. I'm going to check real quick. I don't remember if there were any comments. I'm going to check that real quick, and then we're going to move on. A couple things I did decide to do, even though we're not really going into modules, I did enable a few modules in our game here that we're doing just to help it move along faster. So I don't have to keep opening sheet after sheet, and then because they take up so much space in the window and all that fun stuff. All right, so let's see here. Happy New Year, Taz. I think I already read that one from Gil Herme Breeder 6474. It was 12 days ago, so maybe I didn't. Well, thank you. Yeah, that looks like pretty much the only one. So anyway, I was going to quickly go over what modules I enabled and why I enabled them. Like I said, we're not going to go really in depth in what they do for us. More what I wanted to do is actually just make it so things would flow faster or better. So if we come into our modules here, and I have this up for a reason, I'll show you that as well. So if we go into Manage Modules and click on Active Modules here, you'll see Automated Animations. That's the only one that is just for the fun of it. What it does is when you do a strike, say with a firebolt or something like that, it'll actually have it go across the screen. Not really needed, but I thought if I'm enabling some, might as well have a fun one as well. The combat carousel, or a carousel combat tracker, this is one that will put a little thing at the very top that will show you the turn order. Kind of the same thing as our combat tracker, except for I don't have to keep opening windows and stuff for that as well. This is the one we use to import our characters that we made. That I made on D&D Beyond. This imports them. Dice So Nice, that's the one that renders the 3D dice. We've been using that all along. Dice Tray is just one that makes it a little easier to actually, roll dice. So, for example, if I wanted to say, I wanted to roll, 1d20 with advantage, it'll automatically do the formula for us, right? And you'll notice that it also increases the dice here. It says 1. If I click advantage, it says 2, or disadvantage, it's still 2, but it's keeping low or keeping high. This is just a little, it just can, make it a little faster to do things. If I have to roll, I can get rid of that. So right click to go down and left click to go up. If you have to roll a d20 and say, it has a modifier of 4, you can simply do that really quick. So that's the only reason I have that one. Just because I'm a slow typer. Health estimate is a nice one. If you mouse over a character, although, actually I think I have to be in this one. If you mouse over a character, if we zoom in, you can actually see kind of their state. Unharmed, 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 injured, because they're injured. So this is a good one, just to give an idea of the state of the enemy. So once again, that's more so you guys can see really quick. Although when I'm in the GM screen, you can actually see their health bars. That's another one I like. This Jules and Ben's animated assets go with the automated animations, along with some other ones. Some of these libraries, like Sequencer, goes with that as well. Then the Kobold's database data inspector, we've already gone over. That one's for looking at additional information where that information is stored. This one, Token Action HUD and Token Action HUD D&D 5e. What that does is when you click on a character, I guess maybe if I go here, if you click on a character, you can see up here it draws this little HUD, which is giving you access to everything in the sheet. So for example, where I was going, oh, I need to go do an attack, and I double click, and then I come down here and I click on this, and then I have to close this, then I have to click the next. Here I can simply just click, oh, great sword, boom, like that, and that's it, you know, really quick. So that's why I have that one enabled. Just that one's definitely to make it kind of flow a little faster so I don't have to keep opening and closing so many windows. Then we have the token color marker. This one I don't actually think we need, but it's always nice to have. What this does is where we have in our tokens, actually I don't think players can do it, but I'm gonna have to, well, I'll show you that one in just a second. And then token info icons. This is another one that's really handy. If I right click on a token, it'll actually give me the information as far as their passive perception, how far they can move, so I don't have to, as I've been doing, double clicking, oh, I'm in the wrong screen, that's why it's not showing it. Double click your character, go in here, and where's speed again? And trying to find, you know, oh, here it is, walking speed, this. And remember how passive perception isn't actually included, which I'm really kind of confused that it isn't. But we did add passive perception. Here you can see 12. Well, this way I can right click and you'll see I have, there's the movement, 30 feet. Here's the armor class, so I can see that really quick, and here is the passive perception, so I can see that really fast, because those are really good things to have, and that works both with good guys and bad guys. So the next thing was this token color marker. All it does is make it so that I can add a colored dot to the thing. So let's say hunter's mark. Someone places hunter's mark on something. I can just do that, and now it'll have a red dot to remind me hunter's mark. This actually has no other functionality than adding a little thing on there. If I want to remove it, just click it again. So there we go. Those are all the mods that we have added to it. And like I said, it's just to make it flow a little better. So let's jump over to our player screen now. The other thing I wanted to do really quick is, one thing that kind of doesn't make sense about this scene to me is I feel like these trees you cannot see through, so they shouldn't be able to see this area over here. So one thing I do in this scene is actually come into here and go into my walls and quickly just make some walls that go, leave a little gap so you can see that they are trees, and just kind of run it around here just so we can see everything. So we're going to do that really quick with our environmental terrain, or our terrain walls, I guess. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. This is where it's really nice to have more desk space. All right, so excuse me. We're going to go ahead and draw our first line here. I'm going to hold control. Remember, that makes it so that it just keeps going. And like I said, I'm just going to give it a little bit of space, just so you can actually see the edge of the trees, but not through the trees. I'm going to do that here, here. Really quick. And I think that might be good enough to end. So I let off my control. Now what I want to do, because if you look at these, the default is that movement restriction is the default of normal, and we want to set that to none on all of these. So if we click on this now, and hopefully I can get this in the one try, I think that's going to grab this one and this one too. I think I can hold shift and undo those. So now that I have all those selected, I can actually just double right click on one of them, change this to none, and now our people should be able to go through it as normal, but they can't see it. We could also do it up here. In fact, I guess might as well since we're here. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to start way up here, kind of come down here, hold down Control, and I didn't really need that one. I'm going to right click that one. I'm just going to drag that guy out. All right, and then hopefully, whoops, wrong. I didn't do it again. All right, then we want to go here, grab this. Unfortunately, that's going to grab these other ones. So I'm going to hold shift, click on that one, that one, that one, that one. And I think that is everything. We'll go ahead and right click, set this back to none. So there are no restrictions on it, and we'll update the wall. So now if I go under lighting really quick and then change this, say reset the fog of war, that will make it so those are black inside now. So if we go back, let's go look at our players view. So now you can see it's actually black. We can't see what we're supposed to do. And I could have made it look a little nicer, but I'm not worried about that here. And you'll also see if I unpause the game, this is also going to reset the lighting when we do this. It's going to make it so when our character comes over here, they, oh, did I do it wrong? I think I did it wrong. Darn, I guess I did. Oh, excuse me. Let me go look at that real quick because I thought I set it to none, didn't I? Right click. No, normal. Did I not hit save? How about this one? That one, I did that one right. I don't know what I did here. I'm going to get rid of this one real quick so I don't have to worry about you. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this one. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one as well. I'm just trying to make it so I don't have to, so I only have to go from here to here down to here, and that should grab everything. All right, let's try this again. Come here. Oh, we're so close to grabbing that one. Okay, perfect. Right click, set it to none. I might have hit close instead of update. I don't know. All right, so that should now do it. Let's go double check. Make sure I turn that back. All right, let's see if this works now. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. All right, so trying to remember exactly where we left off. So last we were doing this, they made it to the camp. I don't remember. Did they have the goblin with them? I don't remember if I said they had the goblin with them. We're going to say they don't have the goblin with them. That, like, when he didn't warn them about the traps or whatever, they got frustrated and they just killed him. Just so we don't have to keep track of him anymore, because obviously he's not going to try and kill his own friends. And he would probably try and betray them at any moment that he could. So we're going to just say that he didn't make it, unfortunately. All right, so this is the Goblin or the Krigma hideout, and this is the second part of the first chapter or first adventure. So if we go look at the verbiage here, you'll see it actually starts with the H1, but the actual information you're going to need to know as a GM is actually in the Krigma hideout 0. So if we click on this, we actually get the information about Krigma hideout, and stuff that's important here that we actually see is, you know, some of the stuff about the cave. So when they're asking how tall are the ceilings inside this cave system, you could say that the ceilings, you know, they're covered with stalactites, probably about 20 to 30 feet above the floor. So now they know that. You can tell them about the lighting, that the, out here obviously is lit up, and inside you're going to definitely need torch, light spell, dark vision, or something like that. So if they ask these things, then you can actually give it to them. A lot of that is actually taken care of with Foundry, especially with the regions. It actually has, I'll show you that in just a second. So here's telling you about the stalagmites. It tells you about the sounds that are going on. So you can give this information to your players to let them know exactly what is going on in this place. If we go look, you'll notice with a player, if I select them, it's actually nice and colored out here. This is one of the things that they did with regions, to make it so that you could have openings of a cave, and then all of a sudden you have to have dark vision. I don't know, I think everyone has dark vision, so it's not going to work for us. But if we look at regions here, you'll actually see that we have, I thought we had a region in here, didn't we? Or it might just, actually, you could do it with regions. They didn't do it in this one. I think that's what it is. I thought I might, no, actually I didn't get there's a Phandelver below that's been updated maps. They're really nice, and they actually do have the regions. But what you can do with the regions, for example, since I guess it's not here, is you could actually kind of trace this out with a region, and then inside the region setting thing, you can actually say that outdoor light is not allowed in here. So lights like this would still be, but outdoor light isn't. So that's kind of giving the information, general information for your players so that they know exactly what's going on. Then, of course, as they get to this area, you can read out loud, the Goblin's Trail ends at a cave in a hillside 5 miles from the scene of the ambush. A shallow stream flows from the cave mouth, which is screened by a dense briar thickets. A narrow, dry path leads into the cave on the right side of the stream, and then let them go from there. The thing that they're not going to know is right here, there's some goblins that are actually, there's a goblin, if we zoom in, you can actually see, we have a painful goblin boss, we have pessimistic goblin, and an ambitious goblin. Great group there. And right now they're set to invisible, and part of that is because of, you could see everything. But now that we put in the wall, we could actually set them to uninvisible? To visible, I mean. I'm going to move our little thing here. But haven't checked. I believe this is going to be the same as it was with Lost Mine of Phandelver. So it says, on the east side of the stream that flows from the cave mouth, a small area in the briar thicket has been hollowed out to form a lookout post. Wooden planks flatten briars and provide room for guards to lie hidden and watch the area, including several goblins lurking there now. Now, in the original one, it says that they're not paying attention. That maybe it's here. No, it does not say anything about it. But anyway, it says like they're, goblins aren't the most trustworthy, and that they're actually playing a game of cards or dice or something like that. So you can do that at your, if you want. This is where, if they're rolling stealth, I can simply right click them now and see that they have a passive perception of 9, and the boss has a 9. So it doesn't matter. They're probably not going to notice. So our players, and not only that, we've got this nice stream that's flowing and making sound, kind of a babbling brook. So our players, let's see, we're going to have Yoku first, then maybe Tazaraz might kind of want to be over here, just because there's so much stuff here, and they can actually see the wall here that they might do it. Now we do get some weird lighting artifacts because you can see into a train wall, but you can't see through the train wall, which is why we're getting this. You're looking through the wall here, but you can't see through the other wall on the opposite side. That's just something it's fine. No problems there. So as our people are coming up, we could actually ask them to roll a stealth. I guess that would be a nice one to have in here too, is monks. We're going to add one more module that I just barely thought of. I don't know how much we're actually going to get played through here. We're going to add one called monks. What's it called? Monks token bar. This is a nice one because it actually allows you to quickly kind of make rolls for your players to do. So if we do that, let's go ahead and hit save settings. I wasn't going to add that one. This also adds a nice thing for the GM. So since they're in a party, it will actually kind of show all the players. And I'm sure this one's resetting as well. Yes. So the player doesn't necessarily see this bar, but you'll see here that as the GM, I get all this nice information, their armor class, their passive perception, and then I can also see who it is. I can actually do other things, such as here I can, change it so free movement's on, or even if it's paused, if I turn that off, free movement can be turned off, right? Actually, I think I changed it to this one where it's not free movement. So I can change it from that to that. We also have the request a roll. And this would be, as a GM, I could say, okay, I want to have them do a stealth. So I can click on this. Everyone is going to be in it. If I only wanted, 3 people, I can delete the ones that are, I can add new ones. And I'm going to say, well, obviously the DC has to be 9, right? Because all of their passive perception's 9, so they need to at least be 9. I'm not going to show the actual roll to them. It's going to be hidden to them what they get, and I'm going to come here and say it's a stealth roll, and then I'm going to say, I think I just do request. If I do this, I think it actually rolls it. So let's go ahead and do request, and now you'll see we get that nice little music, and we get all our players. If we go to the player side, right here, you can see that they're doing a stealth check. They don't know what the DC is, so they're not going to know specifically if they pass or not. Actually, I guess I probably wouldn't want to show results at all either. So here they can choose advantage, disadvantage. So Yoku, obviously, if you go look with his stealth, because of plate, he is at disadvantage. I thought I had a little D here or something. I wonder if it's just built in. It knows, but if you go look and see chainmail here, you can see that does chainmail not give? I'm pretty sure any heavy armor gives disadvantage. Oh, there it is. Stealth disadvantage. It's the little box under. I guess if I do this, you can see stealth disadvantage. So we know that at least him and probably Silene, and your players would automatically know this. They'd know that, oh, I have disadvantage. So you wouldn't have to take so long doing this. So what Yoku and Silene would probably do is click on the little disadvantage die here and the disadvantage die here. And you can see here it's actually showing them the results. Oops, I did advantage. I didn't want to do that. That's okay. We'll give them advantage anyway. And then just a regular roll here. So Silene obviously failed. Now, I think we can actually even set it so that they don't get to see it at all. I don't remember if I click show. Here it is. I think if we set it to private, we're going to do it again just to check because I don't remember 100%. But I thought we can do it so they don't get to see their results. And I think if we set it to private, oh, there it is, results hidden. So that's what we want is GM private hidden. Go ahead and do the request again. We'll go ahead and delete this one. It never happened. Delete that one. All right. So in this case, we're going to get actually what our desired results are. We don't want them to know specifically if they passed. So Yoku, once again, disadvantage, and you'll see that it simply rolls there, and they don't know if they passed or not. Kirla is just regular, so we'll just say normal. And you might have noticed that you didn't have to actually click minus or plus. I'm going to see if it works right. So if I hold shift when I do this, I believe it automatically rolls. But we're going to do disadvantage real quick for them. And then for Tazraz here, instead of just clicking this, I think it's hold shift, and then if you click it, it just auto rolls, and you don't get the little window after that says advantage, disadvantage. There is a setting, I believe, that you can actually reverse that. So when you hold shift, it pops up the box, and so on and so forth. So now you can see they actually don't see what they actually got there. And they don't know what their results are. So as we can see here, the Yoku obviously is not doing very good. I would probably even roll my goblins with disadvantage to see if they actually perceive him because of this stream. It would definitely mask the sound of that. So Yoku's going to kind of move up here. I'm going to go ahead and unhide these guys as well. I think I'm on the wrong screen to be moving him. Let's go ahead and unhide them. And now go back to the players. And let's see. He still does not see anything. So that's good. Go ahead and move them up in kind of this little order. Now you'll notice that once we move probably there, we're actually going to see someone. This is where you could see, is it a surprise or did they see them first? Ayoku actually had a disadvantage on his thing, so if we went and looked, what we could do is, so he had a 5. So we could have the goblin just to, just make sure. We'll give him disadvantage, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a perception. And we're going to roll with disadvantage. And if he gets higher than a 5, he definitely sees Yoku. So no surprise around here, because Yoku was definitely seen by this guy. So at this point, we'll jump into our combat tracker. And this will show you the other module I was talking about. So we're going to grab everybody in here. And we're going to go ahead and right click and say combat tracker. And so now you'll see we actually have this nice thing up here that shows it, so we don't have to keep going, oh, and move this over here. Like I said, it's simply just so I can do that. So as GM, I'm going to go ahead and roll these guys, that guy, and that guy. And then our players will, of course, roll for themselves. And I don't know if you can see it very well, but this is showing how much health they currently have and their max health, which, part of the reason I have this is just so you can see it easier, but it actually has a little health bar on the side here. It, you can see a big green one here, but the player or the mobs, you can't actually see that. All you see is, their name and what their initiative was, which is also up here. Now you'll notice that, are we on the right screen? Yes, we are. So now you'll see Yoku's able to see them, and it just says unharmed. And as they die, it'll actually change not only from a green to a red. It'll say unharmed, barely injured, injured, badly injured, I think, and then near dead, and then it'll be an orange near dead, and it'll end up turning red, and then finally they die, which gives them, without seeing an actual health bar as to how far they are, it actually will let you know their state. Now on the GM side, some things to note. So what I can do, once combat started, there will be double arrows here, which would be end my turn, start the next person. In fact, maybe I'll show you that, and then we'll go ahead and close out. So go into here, I'm going to hit begin combat, or as the GM, I can also come up here, and as you can see, I can begin combat right here. And this will show us exactly whose turn it is. So as you can see, it is his turn. Now you'll see on our player side that, well, I guess it's not their turn right now. I guess we'll look at that in the next episode. So, this was a slow episode as far as actually doing some gameplay, and I apologize for that, but I really wanted to kind of make it so that things will actually flow better and be less clunky when we're actually running it. And like I said, part of the reason it's so clunky is because I record this at 720 DPI so that you can actually make it big on your screen, full size, and actually be able to see things. More often than not, when I'm looking at videos and stuff and they have it recorded at like 4K or something like that, and I expand it on my 1080p screen or something like that, it's still microscopic and I can't see it. So hopefully you like being able to do that at the sacrifice of not being able to have huge amounts of desktop real estate. But the mods we have in here enabled right now, I think will help that a lot. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Click that little notification bell. Join my Discord channel. Tell other people about my channel. Check it out. If they like what they see, they can join. You know, no harm done. It's free. I don't know what else to say. It's free and easy. And that is it, my friends. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.